Anselmo, a new college graduate with a bright future.
I'm going home for the summer to earn some money in my father's business.
But his life takes an unexpected turn.
Gasney, Kabul, seize these two.
Yes, Captain! What is happening?
The Captive, the newest drama from Lamplighter Theatre. Excitement.
Anselmo, my friend! We're free!
Adventure.
Sandstorm. Look! What? He's headed this way!
And drama for your entire family.
A lion! Anselmo! Stay back!
That took courage,
Thank you.
but you're still asleep.
Lamplighter Theatre. Building character, one story at a time.
Get your family a copy of The Captive audio drama. Go to lamplighter.net. Lamplighter.net.
And now, Fastened Like Nails with Dr. Mark Hamby.
Welcome to Fastened Like Nails. I'm Mark Hamby, and today I have with me Miss Molly Mayo to my left.
Hello.
And to my right, I have Shelly Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Shelly is the wife of Ron Hamilton, otherwise known as Patch the Pirate.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And Patch the Pirate has been a household name in our household for probably close to 50 years. Patch the Pirate started approximately what?
1978 is when he lost his eye to cancer. So 1980 was about when Patch the Pirate adventures started.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, so you're here because you've been sharing a story about your faith, your walk with God, and the assignment that God gave you. And I think this is going to be very unusual for our listeners. So let me just prep our listeners a little bit. So Patch the Pirate, your husband, Ron Hamilton, a music composer, professor at a university. He was teaching, writing songs, and then he lost his eye to cancer. And after he lost his eye to cancer, he was talking in church one day with a little boy.
Yes.
And tell us that part of the story.
Well, a couple weeks after he came home from Atlanta, Georgia, where the surgery was, we live in Greenville, South Carolina, we went back to church, and a little friend of his came down to the front and saw this big patch on his left eye and said, "Hey, we missed you, but what's that over your eye?" And Ron said, well, he had gotten it from the drugstore, as was instructed by the doctor. He said, it's called a pirate patch. In fact, you could call me Patch the Pirate. That was just an off-the-cuff comment. And the little boy thought it was great. He ran to the back and told some of his friends, and they all came running towards the front of the church. Ahoy, Patch the Pirate. In fact, the little boy's mom I saw recently at a event I was speaking at, and she said, I was so horrified that he called your husband Patch the Pirate. She didn't know the story or what that Ron had told him to say that. And she went and grabbed him, and Ron said, no, it's okay.
That's crazy.
So for our listeners, those that maybe have never listened to Patch the Pirate before, let me just say, folks, you can go to Majesty Music and you can download or listen to some of the Patch the Pirate episodes. The earlier ones where Patch goes to space, Patch goes west, Patch goes to the jungle, kidnapped on island. Those were some of my all-time favorite. Mr. Slippy River Race, the Calliope Caper. Those were some of my all-time favorite Patch the Pirate. And folks, my children grew up on Patch the Pirate. Before Adventures in Odyssey, before Ranger Bill, there was Patch the Pirate, and it teaches wonderful Christian character principles, salvation, and the music is just amazing. The music is so gentle and pure.
Oh.
Yeah, Ron had just a pure heart of...
And simple. His texts were simple. The melodies are memorable. They just stick with you.
Okay, so 1980 to 2025 is how many years? 45 years. So I've been a fan of yours for 45 years.
Okay.
When I first heard Patch the Pirate, and there was this character called, well, first there was Wally Whale.
Of course.
There was Palumbo Pygmy, Banana Man. There was, and then there was this
Cactus Patch.
Cactus Patch. But then there was this one that I just loved. It was Sissy Seagull. Okay, so come to find out, last night, for the first time in my life, after 45 years, I learned who Sissy Seagull was. And folks, I'm going to let you listen to Sissy Seagull's voice. You ready? Here it goes.
It's so nice to meet you. It's just wonderfantabulous.
I love it.
Now, I have to say, I'm older, so it has changed a little bit.
You did a great job.
I did?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's also sped up a little bit.
Oh, that's great. So that was Shelly right here in the studio.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so we were at a church doing a patch concert, and I was walking down the hallway, and there were two little boys walking towards me. And one of the little boys said, "Oh, that's Sissy Seagull."
Oh,
and the
no
other
way.
little boy said, "No." And he said, "Yes, it is." So when they got up to me, the one little boy said, "Aren't you Sissy Seagull?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Can you speak like her?"
Oh.
So I said, "Hello, my name's Sissy Seagull." And the other little boy said, "See, I told you it wasn't."
That is awesome.
It was pretty funny.
Okay, so folks, if you've got children, 8 and under, 9 and under, 10 under, you want to introduce them to Patch the Pirate. Again, go to Majesty Music at night before they go to bed. Let them listen to stories like this. There's another great recording theater. It's called You Are There. At the same time Patch the Pirate was being produced, there was a series from a woman named Grace Jordan. She was producing this beautiful Bible series called You Are There.
Oh.
And they're just beautiful. And so my kids were growing up on Patch the Pirate and You Are There. So I loved this so much that I was ordering them for distributing them. And all of a sudden, one day I got a phone call from Grace Jordan. And she says, "I just want to thank you for being one of the highest sellers of You Are There in the world."
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, Grace, I just love your product. It's so beautiful for children to listen to.
You're a good salesman.
But listen to this.
Okay.
No. I don't sell things.
Well, unless you believe in it.
Yes, you have to love this.
Yes.
Whether you want to sell it or not, you'll give it away because you think it's that important, right? So my kids would go to bed at night, and this is what they'd hear. This is God's world. God made his world, and it was like so beautiful. And so I'm a young Christian at the time. I'm just saved myself. I got young kids, and I'm learning the Bible through Patch the Pirate. I'm learning it through You Are There. So anyways, Grace calls me up one day, and she says, "Mark," she goes, "God is going to take me home in less than 2 months. I have terminal cancer, and I just want you to know that I want you to have You Are There." And
Isn't that something?
Yes. And she goes, "I think you're the only person that's going to make this continue." So this is now like 25 years later, and
you still are.
Lamplighter produces the You Are There series. And
Is
it's
it
got,
in your catalog
yes,
too?
it's
You've
got
that?
Joseph,
I'll look.
Moses, little stories, Bible stories for little ears. Christmas, Easter. Oh, and the music. This was before radio drama really caught on. And so, folks, Majesty Music, get your children listening to the purity of music and stories that reveal the heart of God. Patch the Pirate, You Are There. Go to Majesty Music, Lamplighter, and fill your children's minds and hearts with purity of the truth of God. It's so important, right? Because today
Very
there's so
important.
much
There's so much entertainment
video.
that is mindless, and you want to give them things that will stick with them, and music sticks with you.
Yeah, it does. Stories in music too, especially.
Yes, the combination.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My grandson, I won't mention his name on air, but I got him hooked on Patch the Pirate right now. He has his headphones and he's listening to Patch the Pirate all day long. It's so cool to watch that
You
happening.
should send me a picture of him.
Oh, I will do
doing
that. Yeah, I'll do
I would
that.
love
I'll do that. Okay, so Patch the Pirate starts, and God uses a tragedy, the loss of an eye, which would ruin a person's career as a conductor, as a musician, a composer. Yet God turns something that is horrible into something that is so good.
So last night I was talking to this young couple, and they had heard the song Rejoice in the Lord, and they were sharing how the music, especially the songs that your husband wrote, they were fun and they were captivating, but then there was a serious side too. They were reflective, and she said, one of the ladies, that it's just blessed her so much over the years, and it was really special to hear a little bit of the story behind that song. Would you share with our listeners just a little bit of the testimony behind the specific song, like Rejoice in the Lord?
Well, as Mark said, Ron lost his left eye to cancer in 1978, and we got many, many cards of people well-wishing us and for recovery, and it was a sad thing to lose his eye. But he took the scriptures that were given and wove it into the song, Rejoice in the Lord. One was Job 23:10, and I shall come forth as gold, and then Rejoice in the Lord, and that's Philippians 4:4. So he always signed Bibles and autographed with Patch the Pirate and Philippians 4:4. But that turned into really his first major song, and it's become his most well-loved because so many people are hurting. And my dad, Frank Garlock, always said, if you speak to hurting people, you'll always have an audience.
Interesting.
And so the Rejoice in the Lord, he makes no mistake. He knoweth the end of each path that I take. For when I am tried and purified, I shall come forth as gold.
Can you sing it?
Oh, rejoice in the Lord. He makes no mistake. He knoweth the end of each path that I take. For when I am tried and purified, I shall come forth as gold.
Wow,
beautiful.
that is beautiful. I was thinking that kind of rhymes with crucified. That when I'm purified.
Purified,
Because he was crucified.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so behind the scenes, there's other things that are going on. This is, God has given you and your husband, Ron, who now is with the Lord, a very high calling. And whenever there's a high calling where you're going to be influencing millions of people around the world, right? There's not too many people in the world that have this kind of calling. But whenever you have this kind of calling, you can be sure that Satan is going to unleash all the fiery darts of his wickedness to destroy you and your family.
Exactly.
And most people don't survive that kind of test. But you've survived, but sometimes we barely survive.
Right.
So tell us.
I would say at the beginning, our hardest trial was our son, Jonathan, our oldest son, in 1998, took an antibiotic for acne, and it turned into clinical depression, which he never came out of. And we tried multiple medicines for 7 years. He was hospitalized 3 different times for 5 weeks each. He tried to take his life 4 times.
So sometimes, ministry looks so beautiful, on the outside. We produce these amazing musicals,
audios,
dramas, Lamplighter Theater stories. Everything people see the charm, they see the beauty, they see the enjoyment, they hear the story. They're blessed by the work that we do, but little do they know
the scenes behind
the suffering of this present age.
Well, Satan's trying to destroy it. He's trying to destroy us, and he's trying to destroy in the process the ministry.
Yeah, but greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. So you're going through this. Did you ever feel like, should we quit what we're doing? How do we go on when you have this type of heavy trial and burden?
Well, it was difficult. In fact, we didn't tell many people at first about Jonathan's illness because we weren't quite sure what it was. We had not faced that before with a loved one, especially a child. And I remember being angry at God because Jonathan was so promising in music and wanted to be a music pastor and went witnessing once a week to downtown Greenville. And I just thought God had the wrong person. But when I finally accepted it and that it was Satan that I needed to be angry at, not God.
Yes,
God made the world beautiful and everything in it to be good. And Satan wanted us to believe God is not good,
that is so good.
that the bad things happened.
That's good.
But when I put my anger in the right place to the evil one, it changed my whole perspective on God, and I've never questioned it since. And that was many years ago.
That's really beautiful because I think our listeners, this is going to be really helpful because some of you may be going through something severe in your family, and I think it's all right also to bring our anger to God David did that in the Psalms. He has these lament Psalms. He has these Psalms where he's furious and like, God, where are you? But then as you continue reading through that Psalm, you'll see that David comes out the other side and says, you are faithful, Lord.
Yes.
You are faithful to me.
And I would talk out loud, I remember, every night to
good.
God. And I mean, he knew my heart anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
But I just say, God, why? And I'd cry and cry. It didn't take the pain away of Jonathan's illness, but it did take away my anger and bitterness that I could not have continued in our ministry if I had. Or Ron. And Ron never did question God. So he was my rock through all of it.
That's great.
But I am so glad my heart changed. So glad.
There's several Psalms that David wrote in Psalm 119. It is good that I've been afflicted, that I might learn your statutes. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I learn your word. Folks, if you're struggling with severe pain in your life, betrayal, a child that's been sick, something that has happened, a tragedy, false accusation, whatever you're facing in life, maybe you feel unloved, go to the Psalms, read them, study them, meditate upon them, hide them in your heart. David writes in Psalm 119, thy word have I hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. I remember for me, Shelly, I was sick for 13 years. I was dealing with depression, and it was Psalm 119 that pulled me out. And I recognized that God was trying to teach me something, and it was to relinquish everything and surrender and say, God, you are God, I'm not. And so my family is yours.
And that's when your ministry really began.
It is exactly when it began, yes.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
How I wrote a devotional book recently. It's called Unshaken, and the subtitle is Faith Forged Through Fire. And our faith is not that strong usually when we don't have any trials, because it's easy to trust God when everything's good. But when things go south and you're really struggling with some kind of sadness or grief, that when you trust God with that, you become really, really strong and become unshaken.
Okay, so as we bring this to a close, first of all, I just want all our listeners to know that your commitment to your husband, I think, was probably first and foremost of all the things that you've done in your life. I think as your faithfulness to your God and to Ron, as a wife that's going through severe suffering with a child, it would be easy for you to blame your husband, saying like, get out of ministry, this is ruining our family.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But I just want to thank you publicly. Thank you for your faithfulness to your husband, allowing him to continue to do his work. And if you could say anything to the folks out there that might be struggling in a similar situation, what would you tell them? Wives particularly.
Oh, well, God gives us, as you mentioned earlier, different assignments. And it finally dawned on me, my husband suffered with dementia for 13 years. Ron started in 2010 when he was age 60 with dementia. Jonathan took his life in 2013. So I am so thankful I had Ron as my rock during Jonathan's death. But he was starting to decline. It's a slow decline, and it takes sudden dips all of a sudden. Anyway, just taking care of him kind of took a toll on me physically. But I think going through Jonathan's illness made me strong spiritually because I didn't get bitter. And it wasn't Ron's fault at all, Jonathan's illness or getting dementia. I just knew this was another test of my faith. And just saying, I'm on assignment, because it's hard to see somebody suffer with dementia. And, becoming something different from what they once were. And Ron eventually became bedbound. But just knowing God had me on assignment for this, and I was going to step up to the plate.
Wow. Praise God. It reminds me of Romans. The suffering of our present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that will be revealed in us in that day. Special assignments given to certain people. And those special assignments lived out, trusting God, will produce some 30, some 60, and some 100-fold fruit.
That's something. But always it produces fruit.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we all go through assignments, everybody.
Folks, this is another Fastened Like Nails here with Molly Mayo and Shelly Hamilton. Shelly, thank you so much for the work that you've been doing and for fulfilling the assignment that God has given you.
Well, it's been a privilege to meet you, especially, and be here with all your wonderful staff. And we've loved Lamplighters for a long time and are just impressed with the quality of your audio. And that's been Ron's and my investment of our time, is making audio material for kids. And I just feel like a kinship with you. It's been so good to hear the backstory of your ministry, and it's been a pleasure.
You've been listening to Fastened Like Nails, a presentation of Lamplighter Ministries. Our mission is to make ready a people prepared for the Lord by building Christ-like character, one story at a time. To learn more about our family collection of rare books, dramatic audios, or guild programs, visit lamplighter.net. To hear more podcasts, search for Fastened Like Nails wherever you listen to podcasts.